Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Pak Zari, and here I share thought diaries, I share songs, I share life, and we go together because you're not alone, and we're all here in this world figuring it out, and there is community for you, and there is nothing wrong with you, and you are special, and you are loved. So, yes, I am here to share a story with you guys. So I'm just going to get right to it. A few months ago, my cousin posted a story on Instagram, a picture, and the picture was of a tree, a giant tree branch that had fallen on a car. And in that picture, he had the words, "I told y'all about parking your cars under trees." And I was like, that's interesting. I never really thought about that, And then I just went about my day. Well, anyway, where I live, in LA in the Valley, it's hard to find street parking, and I'm in a situation where I have to park on the street. So Mondays and Tuesdays are street cleaning days. And so I was parked on the Monday side of the street. And so I woke up that morning to move my car, and there weren't a lot of spaces available. Unless you want to wait around like 30 minutes to an hour for somebody to move their car, you're going to take what you can get that's near your apartment. So across the street was a parking space, and the space so happened to be underneath a tree. And so in my head, when my cousin had wrote in his story, "I told y'all about parking your cars underneath trees," that flashed in my head. But I was like, there's no other spaces, and I don't feel like waiting here for somebody else to move their car. So me and my partner, we moved my car to that parking spot. And it's not like there weren't other cars parked underneath trees. It was a whole street full of cars that were under trees, because there's trees everywhere. So, we parked it, went about the day, and like a night or two later, we went for a walk, and we passed my car, and in my mind, "Move your car," popped in my head.
Okay. Oh, all right.
I don't pop balloons.
Okay.
I just heard those words real quick and real fast, like in the back of my head, and it kind of like resonated in my body. But I just kept on walking. I was like, I didn't feel like moving. I didn't feel like running in the house to get my keys and move on my car and finding the spot and all that. So I just left it there. A few days go by, we go on another walk. Same thing pops in my head.
Oh.
Move your car. And I still didn't do it because, there weren't any other spaces, and my car was parked. So I was like, you're just being paranoid. Your cousin just posted that, just a coincidence, whatever. A few days go by, and we're inside the house recording, and we hear outside this strange cyborg sounding sound. It's like 2 seconds long, and it sounds like a weird metallic, like, punch or something. It was just very strange. And we're like, what is that? But then we just kept recording, Then that week, I didn't have to go anywhere because I was working from home. So I was kind of at home. So that's why I didn't move my car. But we go out because a week has passed, and it's now time for me to move my car to the other side of the street for street cleaning. And walking outside, about to move the car, I look up and I see a giant tree branch pierce through my rear window of the car. And like I freak out because I'm like, what the heck? What the fuck? Like, what is going on? How did this happen? I don't mess with anybody. I mind my business. I take care of what I'm doing. Like, I'm not spiteful. I'm kind. Like, I don't judge people and all those things. And like, I'm like, why is this happening to me? Another thing. And luckily, my partner was there to calm me down. Because it was a very traumatic moment for me. I broke out into tears. Like, it was just horrible. So I couldn't drive my car during that time. So I really like honed in on what I needed to be doing. I felt really guilty and bad because I had a deductible that I had to pay to get my car taken care of. And yeah, so I had to go out of pocket for it. And it wasn't even something that I did. It wasn't on my fault. So during that time, I just thought, what was the purpose of this? Why did this happen? And I realized that I had been going to the beach for months, asking the water, asking my spirit guides, asking my ancestors, asking God to show me signs of what my intuition feels like and how to know when my intuition is telling me to take action and to do certain things and what decisions to make. And I realized that the tree falling on top of my car was the answer to my prayers. Yes, it was unfortunate that I had to pay for the damages, but it taught me what my intuition feels like and how important it is to listen to it. Because a lot of times in life we hear these nudges to take action and to do what's on our hearts and to fulfill our soul's mission and to fulfill our purpose and to take these small steps and to be consistent and to be determined and to be steadfast and to continue every single day to pour into your gifts and your desires so that you can live a life of fulfillment and you can be an active participant in life and treat yourself and treat your family and the people you care about and have the experiences that you want to do. And if you get to a point where you feel like you've been going at it for so long but you're not seeing the results, sometimes we want to turn it around. We want to turn the camera around, turn the mirror around. You know, we want to pass the hot potato back. Like, we want to be like, no. Like, maybe it's, you know, it's how people are treating me. Yes, like, people can get in the way. Things from the past, situations from the past can hold you back. It can be so damaging that it's hard to navigate afterwards once you're at a place of such low self-worth and once you've been mistreated for so long and you've just been in survival mode and you've just been trying to figure out how to make this other person not mad or how to have a community or how to like do these different things and can't understand like why you don't see the things you want yet. And yes, in many cases, like especially for Black people, you know, in America too, it's like there's so much racism and there's so many things that from the past that have not been resolved and that are still working against us, especially mentally, that a lot of times it's difficult to pull yourself out of the rut when, you know, nobody's giving you a ladder, like nobody's giving you a hand down there, like nobody wants to put you on an equal level of life. You have all that working against you. If you don't have that much working against you, sometimes you can take a look and say, like what else, what am I doing? Like what could I do a little bit more of? How could I give a little bit more? What am I not listening to? How can I listen to myself more? How can I scratch these urges and scratch these itches in a healthy way? In a way that every day I'm pouring into what I love and pouring into my soul's mission and what I'm being called to do. Am I neglecting those things in a place of fear, in a place of comfort? Because it takes so much to be consistent and to continue to put in the work when you're already tired. It's like, I'm so tired. I don't have the energy to do this. But it's like, am I going to bed on time every day? Am I drinking enough water? Am I eating vegetables? Like all those things. But it's also, what am I doing in place of that? What am I doing out of fear to fill the void, that I'm feeling from not fulfilling my soul's mission and not fulfilling my calling? What am I putting there? And then we remove that, and instead we don't try to fill the void. We try instead to listen closer to our intuition and listen closer to when we're being called, and we move towards that, and we follow that desire and we follow that path every day in the little things. Hey, go practice your violin. Hey, go sing and release that emotion and let your body resonate. You need to release these frequencies. You need to feel these vibrations in your body. You need to get this out. You need to exercise your throat chakra and align yourself. You need to howl. You need to scream. You need to shout. You need to hear yourself talk. You need to make some noise. Do those things. But I'm going to be too loud. But it's going to require me to focus. I'm not going to be satisfied about what's coming out. So I don't want to face that discomfort. I don't want to get better. Instead, I want to be comfortable. But every day I'm going to live with this gut pit feeling that I'm not where I want to be yet. And then I resonate with the fact, are you doing everything that you can? Are you listening to what your soul is telling you? Are you listening to your intuition now that your prayer has been answered? Now that you know what the answer is and you know how that intuition feels, are you listening to it? That's how I'm going into the new year. Am I listening to my intuition now that I know what it is? And I ask you to ask yourself, what part of yourself are you leaning more into this year? What part of yourself are you listening more to so that you can live the life that you feel called to live and your soul and your mind and your body and your dreams. So I thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to start sharing these epiphanies that I have. I have so many epiphanies like all the time, and I've been keeping them to myself, and it's time to share them so that we can all come together even more on the fact that we're not alone, and that there are other people who are looking for you and searching for you. There are people who love you and care about you. There are people who want to be around you. And in the meantime, all we can do is focus on our well-being, focus on being better people for ourselves and for those we run into, and so that we can attract the people that are meant to be in our lives, who are meant to support us and who we're meant to support and pour into and love. It's also about you being an active participant in life. So thank you so much. Please join me for more songs and more thoughts and more music. Okay.